You're right guys, Shay here, and even about to be guys as well. So just wanted to actually do a quick video in a kind of riposte to Wisden podcast last week. They were talking about Dawid Malan and his kind of T20 credentials and the fact that obviously he scores slowly at times, as it showed in even the South African series, despite wickets being quite difficult to bat on. Obviously he started quite slowly in the second match in particular at Paul. Obviously he did very well in the third game. Maybe he heard some comments about that. Obviously, he blazed 14 of the first three balls when he returned to Cape Town in his 99 not out, but to winning the game. But you know, I do find it a bit annoying actually when journalists they not mock, but they show a little bit of they try to discredit people, I guess, the masses of us typically, simpleton cricket fans, if you will, who just enjoy having a chat about cricket, really, as opposed to respected professional journalists. But anyway, they made a comment, the fact that commenting on Dawid Malan, saying that the fact that he's a banker in the T20 side. If you think that, and if you say that, then you kind of don't understand the game. And I take massive umbrage with that actually, because I think the problem is with modern day cricket journalism. I do appreciate that obviously stats are incredibly important in cricket, but at the same time, there's simply one main currency when it comes to batting, and it's no matter what the format is, and that's runs. It's simple as that. You're basing, obviously, a lot of the comments that were made after the comments said about, well, if you kind of think that Dawid Malan's a banker in the T20 side, then you don't really understand the T20 game. I'd actually say the opposite. I think if you feel like his average of 53 now, a strike to 149 across 19 matches, over a year he's been that T20 side, but they haven't lost a series. If you feel like that is not justification enough for him to be safe in his position for now, granted, you could obviously go on a run about a form, but if you don't feel that's justification enough because he starts slowly and that potentially could cause England a problem in a World Cup semi-final or final, I think you got completely wrong in the stick. The problem is you're being too presumptuous with how your thought process is, and the fact that you expect him to play that way if the game doesn't require it. And I think it's actually an injustice to Dawid Malan that he can score quickly from ball one, but not only that you feel he's not capable enough to, if he's interested in a magnanimous match, a World Cup semi-final, and they require 11 over from the outset, that he would kind of play his way in. I like to think, and almost certain, that he would not do that. The reality is, Dawid Malan, no matter how you dress it up, in terms of if he scores slowly or not, he's been absolutely incredible. The highest number of points achieved by any T20 batsman, the number one ranked batsman in the world. And whilst it's very simple to say from those stats that you have to pick Malan, you do have to pick Malan. You do have to pick him. He deserves his place in that side. Why isn't the same critique given to someone like Jason Roy, who's not performed well for so long, but because we've seen how he's played in the past, and he can go hard the ball from ball one, and he always does that. Even when he's not in form, he goes hard. But that's okay because Jason Roy's played well for a number of years. Irrespective of his form now, he's still a surefire player for the T20 side. A surefire pick. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Like Moeen Ali, whilst obviously T20 stats show better, the fact that he still goes to him, I feel like, okay, there might be justification in the T20 side, but not the ODI side. He shouldn't be there. Simple as that. He should not be there. There's better options available now to England. But when it comes to that, I don't want to digress about Moeen Ali, but Dawid Malan very much deserves his place in the side because obviously of what he's achieved over the past now 15 months, pretty much. 19 matches played, it's a reasonable critical mass to deal with now. It's not like he's played 3 matches. He could be considered a flash in the pan. No. He continually steps up, home and away, and does exceptionally well in this T20 arena. Now, I know obviously why he's not been picked, obviously, for the ODIs. I mean, people say playing the ODIs. I can understand why not. Obviously, I mentioned the fact that he's 33 years old, and by the time the World Cup rolls around, he'll be 36. And England have a lot of white ball options, huge amount of white ball options in both formats, but Malan has done everything that's been asked of him. I mean, he's just banged down the door. He even went away with Yorkshire this summer, as we know, and blazed that, was it 100? he scored a double? I can't remember now. Let me know in the comments below, but I'm not sure he scored a double, but he's done well since he left. Obviously, left Middlesex. He's gone to Yorkshire. He's done well in footy cricket as well. You know, he might have aspirations to get back into the Test side. I don't think he ever will. I think kind of probably the T20 side is where his international cricket will end. To be honest, I don't think he's gonna move there to the ODI side, etc. But I just think it's a little bit ridiculous. This video really is about the fact that Dawid Malan is very much deserving his place in the side and should not be questioned. If he continues to start slowly and then start to lose, and you can really pinpoint maybe the the top order not making runs quick enough and cause too much pressure on the lower order. If these are facts actually happens in games, if they actually happen, then by all means critique the guy. But being so presumptuous and saying, well, if you kind of play that way in a really huge pressure stakes final or a semi-final World Cup, high pressure game, you can't play that way. So that's why his position should be questioned. I think it's pathetic, really. It's ridiculous to say that, to base analysis and your verdicts on a play that his play should still be called into question because of what could happen, and slightly ignoring the actual facts. The facts, but don't let the facts get away of an agenda, I guess. I think just was pretty poor, really, from Wisden, because they're generally very good, and I do really enjoy the podcast. But I just thought that was quite ridiculous, to be honest. You've got a number one T20 batsman in the world there, and he's been questioned because of how he may play. So yeah. Anyway, guys, apologies for repeating myself. Just quite annoyed and just kind of reiterating the point. But ultimately, I'm just speaking to a camera online. So yeah. Anyway, let me know your comments below. I'd love to hear some kind of comments on what you guys think on Dawid Malan. And yeah, if you like the content, as I always say, please do like, share, and subscribe. I'm a couple away from 100 subscribers. It'd be great to get 2 more before Christmas. I'd say it's like December the 9th. So yeah, if we can get a couple more in the next 16 days, that would be brilliant. A nice kind of way for me to end the year, heading into next year, where I do plan to amp up the channel a lot. So yeah, wait and see for that. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Have a good evening, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one, hopefully. Alright, cheers.